Howdy, guys! Sorry, was that too loud? Howdy, guys. That was too soft. Good morning from Tokyo, and Happy New Year! Happy 2026!
Hey, happy 2026!
I'm still warming up my voice here. I woke up about 20 minutes ago. It is approximately 10:05 here in Tokyo AM. I've got my official Ghost in the Shell Masamune Shiro glass of water here, which I want to take a sip of. There we go. And also, I brought in Japan Chris Broad's favorite beverage, the Barista Black Tully's canned coffee. Another favorite of mine. Who's here in the chat? Let's see. We got Joshua Stark. What's up, man? Mark Zilla. What's up, man? Romoder. Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year. Ultra Jazz. Yes, I've got the Ultra Jazz. I wanted to play something different today. I got started a bit late, so went with the Ultra Jazz. Maybe we'll switch up the music later, but I like the Ultra Jazz. It's good. And usually doesn't get copyright flagged. And Finlay, sorry, not Finlay. I always read it as Finlay in my head. Finlay McLeod. Happy New Year. Chris, good morning and Happy New Year. Kane Divine, yo, what's up? Yes, I'm glad you could catch a live too. I wasn't sure how many people would be able to join today. I was going to do these in the evening, but I've been so worn out the last 2 evenings. And I know a lot of you guys probably partied the previous night and probably slept in, so probably better for me to do it in the morning here so that you guys are all awake and, maybe a little less hungover, some of you. No judgment. Michael Gimbel, what's up, man? Nice to see everyone in the chat. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera and table around. I'll stop doing that. I hate when people do that on live streams. Yeah, all right, we're gonna get started. Give me just a moment here. So I've got a lot of stuff. And welcome, for everyone that's watching, welcome. We're gonna check back in every so often in the chat, and then I will talk to you guys directly. But I'm talking to you directly right now, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna try to check the chat more often. So today's live stream, hold on a second, let me grab. Yeah. Today's live stream is essentially a claim sale, and a lot of you guys in the chat are obviously regulars, so you know how this works. But I do live sales or live stream claim things about once a month at least, but I do them weekly. I do pre-recorded, usually 20 minutes or less, pre-recorded Japanese toy sales on Patreon every week, sometimes 2 to 3 times a week. And that's also where I debut my Shoki toys and put them up for grabs. So I'll talk more about him in a minute. Nani, what's up? My son is in the room to get something, although I told him we were starting a live stream, but that's okay. Say hello to Lyoto, everybody. You want to say hello to everybody?
Hello.
I don't know if that was loud enough or not. You gotta talk over the music. What are you looking for? That? You gonna go play Switch with your sister? Alright, dude. See you later. Thanks for giving me the room. Adios. Bye-bye. Alright. I'm back. Sorry, Pee-wee. Pee-wee! Pee-wee, wake up! Pee-wee, can you talk to everyone for a minute while I prepare the sale over here? Why, sure, I'll talk to everybody. How's it going in the crowd? Patsy Pee-wee, good morning! I needed some coffee. Oh, yeah, I feel better now. Oh, my voice has got up a whole other octave. All right, guys. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. The weather here in Tokyo is partly sunny, very cold. Any questions from the audience? Let me read the live chat here. Let's see. Pee-wee rip. What does that mean? Today's live stream brought to you by Tully's Coffee and TTB Shoki. Yeah, and Pachi Peewee. I'm the new sponsor. Look, I worked on Tsukeba Deka.
Believe me, I did it.
All right, Peewee, that's enough. Get out of here. All right, guys, we're gonna start the sale. So here are the rules. If you want to claim any of the items that I have today, you need to jump over to Patreon, where I have posted this exact same video live, but there are claim rules and there are comments where you can claim items. Do not claim items here in the chat or on the comments below after the stream is over. You can claim things after the stream is over, but everything has to be claimed on Patreon, and you need to make sure that things haven't been claimed already. So I think most of you guys are aware of how it works, but this is a, this is a public live stream. Everyone's welcome to hang out and join and learn about some toys. I'm going to showcase a lot of different kinds of Japanese toys. I know like a lot of people will maybe just stay in one realm, like, only do kaiju stuff or only do anime stuff or only do like vintage stuff. I kind of do everything. If it's in the 60s to 90s era, I'll tend to cover it, although I don't get as many 60s and 70s toys because they're just so expensive and rare, and typically people are not going to spend the kind of money that I'm going to ask on most of that stuff. But I do find stuff from the 70s that is not as expensive. Stuff from the 60s is a little bit harder, but typically the stuff that I'm presenting is stuff from the 80s and 90s and a little bit from the early 2000s. I don't often go beyond anything the last 20 years, but I do pick up new stuff when it comes out if it's cool. So I'm not really biased, and I don't really have any specific rules, which makes it more fun in my opinion. So yeah, here we go. Let's get started. So first, I will once again, I'm going to bring in my Shoki. I know, this is how I have to advertise my own work somehow. I have a video about this guy that is almost finished. Honestly, I'd probably be editing that right now if I weren't talking to you guys, but I will finish that before or by this weekend, so it'll probably go up this weekend. But yeah, I'll have more about this guy. This is Shoki. He's my original Sofubi. This is made in Japan with my brand name under there. You can see the feet maybe. There you go. See, Tokyo Toy Banzai, made in Japan. These are sculpted by Ken. There is a beautiful video by Slimehouse Theo Kane, Slimehouse TV, where we talk a little bit more about this as well, where you can see that now. That's one of his newest videos. If you want to learn more about it, you can see that there. But I'll give you a basic rundown. Essentially, he is my original creation. That is a plasma-based life form, a spirit of creation. And Shoki itself, the kanji, basically loosely translates. There's a few different ways to translate it, but it basically can mean pure spirit or pure energy, or it can also translate to sanity. It's got a few different things, but like ki is like the same ki like in Dragon Ball, Shoki. Yeah, anyway, he glows in the dark, marbled body. His head is super pure glow-in-the-dark material, so it's like as bright as glow-in-the-dark will get. And this is the Super Mystic Glow Shoki, and I am selling him for $65. I offered him previously for members, but if you'd like to grab it, he is $65. This is the only item that is available to non-members, because I've already made this available twice to members, so some have already claimed them. I have a few available, so if you want one of these guys, all you have to do is head over to Instagram at Tokyo Toy Bastard. I have all my socials linked in my thing, but at Tokyo Toy Bastard on Instagram, send me a DM, just say you want the Super Mystic Glow Shoki, or you can send me the screenshot, and yeah, $65, and we will get it sorted out. But yeah, that's my only advertisement for Shoki today. I might bring it back later, but that's the only one I'm selling this time. Thanks to all that purchased the Holiday Glow and the other versions I've had for sale. I'm working on new heads, which I might show you guys some of my new head designs, depending on time and all that stuff. All right, let's see what we got going on in the chat. Leo, leader of the Thundercats. Lion-O? Oh yeah, we got Lion-O back there. Can you see him? I started recollecting some Thundercats and I couldn't find a vintage Lion-O, so I got this Masters of the Universe version, which everyone's like, oh god, he's talking about American toys that we can buy at Walmart and Target. I love this. It was like a He-Man Masters of the Universe. Was it a Target exclusive? I don't know, but it was branded as Masters of the Universe, but you take all of the other armor and swap the head out. I left these bits of armor on, and he's a basic Lion-O. Really good, and he fits in with Marvel Legends and the Jada Street Fighter toys. But yeah, I also went out a few days ago toy hunting before everything closed down for the new year, and I really wanted to find a vintage Tigra, and I found one at Robot, like hours later. That was amazing. All right, anyway, back to Japanese toys. So I've got a bunch of different stuff today. I'm gonna let you guys decide what we go through. It's so random, and then I have 2 boxes full of stuff, but I have a feeling that I'm going to want to add more variety, and I'm just gonna start pulling stuff out that you guys request from my back catalog storage that I haven't even shown or put into my sales box yet. So getting crazy since it's the first sale of 2026. Happy New Year once again. If you're just joining, we got 26 people watching. It is currently 10:15 here in the AM in Tokyo, and let's get started with the first item, which is this guy. And I was just talking about how I don't do anything modern. This is actually quite a cool item. This is one of the few modern items that I will pick up when I see them. And typically when I pick these up, I do not leave them in the box. I take them out. This box is so nice. It's got like this gold like ripping stripe pattern that also matches the font. It's just really nice. But it's Burning Godzilla with the smoke and everything. And this was a Crane Game prize, and there were 2 versions. I actually got both. My son wanted to keep this one. It's the translucent red. I can get more of these, but I've got A here. This is A. It's in this box. It looks like this. If you guys want this Godzilla 1995 Burning Godzilla EX SD toy, Crane Game prize, he is $20. Go to Patreon. Link is in the description and in the chat, and you can claim it for $20. Boom. All right. Let's do some more Godzilla stuff, because I had not much Godzilla in the last few sales. Do we have any candy toy appreciators in the house? I am definitely a candy toy appreciator. And did the stream freeze? Maybe not. I guess I just pushed pause on my screen. All right. Sorry, I'm all discombobulated now. There we go. All right. So here we got a pair of vintage Godzilla 2000. So these are 26 years old now, from technically 1999, 2000 era. This is actually 2000. Sorry. This is the Godzilla 2000 design, the Millennium Godzilla, but this is for the promotion of Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, which you can see here. And this is actually Millennium Godzilla. He comes with this amazing stand with like ocean beachfront and like a little cityscape. And then you've also got the connecting base of water with Megaguirus. And these are actually really, you can't tell, these are actually quite large figures inside these boxes compared to what you see on here. They're not like the little tiny minis. They're quite big, and they're very, very vibrantly painted. But yeah, there's the top. The tops are sealed, but the bottoms have been opened, just so you can confirm what is inside. And you can see here is the Godzilla 2000 with his base stand. And interestingly, it also has this little Hot Wheels promotional in Japanese, which if Nazar, my longtime Ukrainian-American buddy, if you're interested in this stuff, I will hold on some paperwork, because he's a Hot Wheels collector and he likes the Japanese packaging stuff for Hot Wheels. But yeah, there's randomly Hot Wheels paperwork in here. But if you want to claim this, but you don't give a damn about Hot Wheels, I might give those to a buddy of mine. But yeah, you got Godzilla and you've got Megaguirus, which I will show you Megaguirus. Megaguirus is like ginormous and very bright, vibrant. I like it. Also, Norman England and I were talking about Megaguirus a year or 2 ago, and we were like kind of trashing it because it's always been one of my least favorites. But then he went back and rewatched it, and he was like, you know what? It's not as bad as I remember it. And then I went back and rewatched it, and I was like, you know what? You're right. It's not as bad as it was. Like, there's some bad CGI shots in it, but I mainly the flooded Shibuya scene. Anyway, if you want the pair, Godzilla and Mega Ghidorah's candy toy set, $20. You get both. It comes with both of these, $20 for the pair. All right, but I've got more Godzilla candy toys. Give me a second. Let me just get these bound up again. All right, put those over here. All right, check it out. Boom, we've got more. Let me take these out of the rubber bands. So I'm selling this as a set of 4, unless, you know, you members want to divvy it up. So here we've got, and I have them in movie order. All right, so there's still Millennium Godzilla in the box, but these are all Heisei Godzilla. So all the ones that I have in these boxes right here are all Heisei series or Versus series, as it's known in Japan. If you're curious, I mean, people calling it Heisei series is more common now, I guess, because of the popularity with Westerners and, you know, the Heisei being kind of a popular thing now. But typically in the past, the 80s and 90s Godzilla movies in Japan have always been called the Versus series, for those curious. But you've got your Versus series Heisei Godzilla, your standard, just, you know, Godzilla from the Heisei era. And I will show you what he looks like, although he's mostly going to be like black. There he is in the package. I know it's a little blurry with the plastic and all that. And there's, see, he's got the Hot Wheels paperwork, and his base stand is like just a smoky clear rubble, just building rubble, Barney rubble. All right, so you got Heisei Godzilla, Heisei Godzilla. This next one is my favorite one from this set, and it is the King Ghidorah, Flying King Ghidorah, with this like mountainy lava looking background. I don't know if it's supposed to be Planet X, I think, but this is the 90s Godzilla, or sorry, the 90s King Ghidorah. This is not the Showa King Ghidorah. But yeah, I guess it's Mount Fuji. Oh yeah, it is Mount Fuji. Wow. Oh man, I kind of like this too much now. Oh no, you guys better stop me. You better claim all this stuff. All right, I'll tell you the prices in a second. Well, oh, actually, I didn't go over any rules because I think most of you guys are regulars. But for those that are not, or that are new to the Patreon membership, basically, as I show things, I will talk about everything as much as I can to describe what it is and give you some history. And then I will give a price at the end. Then you just claim the price on Patreon. Whatever I say, you just like type out what it is. If it's not exactly what I say, as long as I can tell what you're talking about, and you type the price, I'll send you a DM, and then I'll let you know if you got it or not. Because sometimes multiple people claim with like in a few seconds of each other, but I take them in order as they go. Anyway, okay, so we got King Ghidorah, which is badass, the Heisei Godzilla, and then the last two, which I'm not gonna, I guess I can. You've got Mechagodzilla from the Heisei Versus series and Destroya. So I'll show you the Mechagodzilla. And I still have this one. I love this particular one because he's got like his like launch platform, and he comes with the Garuda. Yeah, he's cool. I used to not like this Mechagodzilla too much, the 90s one, but I've slowly grown a lot more fond of him. And if you actually just notice, I don't know how many people, I'm sure Godzilla nerds have noticed, but if you look at his design, a lot of people say, I like the original Showa version design better. This is actually based on the Showa, like the original pencil design. This looks closer to the original Showa design than the Showa design actually ended up looking, interestingly. Well, at least most of it. And quickly, I'll show you Destroya. He's the biggest figure in this set for sure. His head is separate. It's not broken. They just come. You have to piece them together. And again, Hot Wheels and a base stand. He's got like a park base and like a clear road or something. I don't know, but you get pretty much except for Space Godzilla and Mothra, you get all the main Heisei villains and Godzilla. And you get all 4 for the low price of $40. $10 a piece, essentially. $40, you get all 4 vintage candy toys. Claim them on Patreon. I'm so used to like pushing pause on my camera after I do something like that for you guys during the sales. And also, I will turn the camera around and show my face in a second. I'm like literally in my pajamas, just woke up. a little over half hour ago. Oh shit, I'll fix this later. Sorry, I'll try not to curse. All right, I just got rubber bands flying around everywhere. Also, yeah, I'll show you guys. This is what I typically look like on any given morning. Since this past November, when my mom sent me these awesome Lord of the Rings snuggie pajama things. Anyway, sneak peek for you guys and my very, very sexy legs. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that sneak peek of, you know, the what's the expression? The wizard? I don't know. I need more coffee. Let's go to the chat. Pachi Peewee, are you all right? I'm okay. I'm just taking a nap. All right. All right, here we go. All right, let's do some. We got a lot of Dragon Ball today, too. Look at this. We have a musical Dragon Ball Scouter. You know what? I've actually never taken these out and like played with it. I'm not sure exactly all the different things that it does audio-wise, but it's electronic. It plays sound. And I assume it's the different Scouter sounds and maybe some Dragon Ball themes. But it's pretty cool, and it has even a little display stand. Because I have a bunch of Scouters. I have a vintage Scouter. I have some little cheap ones. I have some later issued ones. But they never look great displayed except for the vintage one, because the vintage one comes in a box kind of like this, but it has a hook on it. You can hang it on the wall. It looks nice and displayed. But when you get the regular ones, you can't. You have to just lay them down. But this one, you can set it up all nice. And you can just walk by and have it make sounds at you. Dragon Ball Scouter, you can put it on your head. Annoy your spouse. That's the best use for it. If you want Dragon Ball Scouter, it is $20. Claim it in the comments. It's the red one, in case you're curious. I've only got the red one. All right, I've got some. Let me get some big stuff out of the way. We'll start with, this is probably my least favorite item in the sale today. But this is from my son's private collection. Let me emphasize this. So he wants to sell this in order to pay for some new little shelving units that I helped him get, and he's been organizing his collection. So this is the one toy he sacrificed, and he wasn't too sad about it. But here it is. If you want it, not a favorite of mine though. But it is a Vegito deluxe size soft vinyl toy, Sofubi. This was a Crane Game Prize by Presto Bandai back in, I think, 2004. These were in the Crane Game machines. Back when I first came here. I first came to Japan in 2003, and then I moved here in 2005. But there was a lot of Dragon Ball merchandise in shops at that time, and Game Center stuff. I mean, now there's a lot now, but back then they still had kind of a retro vibe. But yeah, this is a big giant soft. They don't do the soft vinyl Dragon Ball stuff anymore in the Crane games. They have the what do they call them? The Sofi mascots or something. They do have some, like they've started doing like the Chibi Gokus and Krillin and well, anyway, they don't do these bigger like Super Saiyan Sofubi anymore. But he's cool and he's giant, and he's only $20. Super Saiyan Vegito Sofubi, $20 if you want him. It'll go directly to my son's collection space funds. Claim him in the comments. What is my power level? Oh, it's Mr. Pie Man. Hello, Mr. Jean-Luc. My power level is over 9,000! Coffee time. As if I need any more. Yes, say hello to Jean-Luc in the chat, everybody. That's him, Mr. Pie Man 2. Now you can flood his subscriptions with his non-posting ass. All right, next up, we have another 12-inch soft vinyl figure. It's grumpy, emo Spider-Man. I'm channeling the Green Goblin. My name is Penis Parker. Sorry, I love to embarrass my son in public places here and start talking like Green Goblin, in English, of course. And then I start calling him Penis Parker. Anyway, this is Black Spider-Man, symbiote Venom, symbiote Black Spider-Man. Not technically Venom. This is still Peter Parker. Tobey Maguire. This is Spider-Man 3 Tobey Maguire. This is a Bandai soft vinyl toy. This was one of the deluxe toys that they did. One of the very few non-Ultraman or Godzilla-related deluxe toy sizes they did. So back when Spider-Man 3 came out, there was a huge rollout for that here in Japan. It came out in Japanese theaters before it came out anywhere else. So they had promotion everywhere. They did a bunch of different toys. There were standard size Bandai soft vinyl toys of the black symbiote suits, standard Tobey Maguire Spider-Man suit, battle damage version. There was a 2-pack. There's even a, which I probably will go back and grab if it's still there. There is a 2-pack Chogokin, SIC super. It's not SIC, but it's basically they took the SIC style of Chogokin reimagined figures, and they did a Spider-Man black suit and standard Tobey Maguire Spider-Man suit 2-pack, which I think I want to buy that. It's at a local shop, and I'm gonna come and I'm gonna review it because I don't think anyone's ever seen it, and it's so bizarre. It's so cool. They almost look like Kamen Rider Zedo reimaginations of the Spider-Man 3 characters. Anyway, this is just the Bandai soft vinyl version. He's got 2 points of articulation, which are his boot swivels. I mean, he can do the boot scoot boogie. I do the boot scoot boogie. If you're not familiar, that's the kind of bullshit I had to learn in high school. Yeah, if you would like him, I've only ever seen this one. I've seen the smaller one a few times, but I've only seen this big one once. Again, this is another item from my son's private collection that I actually bought this to sell like a year ago, and he stole it, and now he's returning it. So he doesn't get the funds for this one. This is one that he's kind of stole from me anyway. If you like Black Suit Spider-Man Deluxe Size Sofubi, he is $35. Claim him in the comments. How's everybody doing? I need some water now. All right. We got 31 people watching. Sorry for taking a quick break there. Let's break up the monotony with some Crayon Shin-chan. This is another one from my private collection that I just don't have anywhere to display because he's so cool. I don't have any room anymore for anything. But he's a cute one. This is actually a bootleg. From where? I don't know. But I found it in the wild here in Japan. And it's Crayon Shin-chan just relaxing in his PJs. His summertime PJs, because he's got shorts. And for some reason, he's got Michael Jackson gloves on. And his hands are like made out of a Keshi material. Or not quite Keshi. They're definitely like a very soft ABS plastic. Sorry, very soft PVC plastic, not ABS. The rest of his body is a harder plastic, and it almost feels like that Echo plastic, like that recycled plastic, which I kind of like the feeling of it. But yeah, Crayon Shin-chan bootleg. He's not like a statue. He does have some articulation. Also, his legs can extend, which is interesting, and they do swivel and whatnot, and his hands move. Bootleg Crayon Shin-chan, $20. Claim him in the comments. Mark, what's up with all these weird puns and things? Ooh, this guy. I'm surprised no one grabbed this guy. I had him in the last sale. No one paid attention, I guess, because when I do the pre-recorded sales, I've noticed from talking to members that a lot of people just scrub through them. They don't actually listen to anything I say, and they're not interested in the item. They just pass through it, which... that makes a lot of sense, and that's why I do those more often than I do these, because it just makes it easier for the members, right? But let me show you this guy. So originally, I saw this, and I thought it was the standard large size movie monster series Zophie. This is Zophie from Shin Kamen Rider. Shin Kamen Rider. This is Zophie from Shin Ultraman. And let me show you. This is the standard size version. Okay, so I knew it was not that because it was bigger. But then when I got it in hand, I realized, oh wow, it's actually slightly smaller than the large one. Stuff's falling off of my shelves as I'm talking to you. Hold on, I'm trying to put something back. Go back, Ultraman. Anyway, yeah. I realized he was slightly smaller, and then he had this big stand, like a Gashapon toy. And then once I got him actually physically in my hand, I lifted him up. I was like, man, is he like made out of die-cast metal or something? And then I realized he has a little split there. Because when I bought this, there was no packaging. It was just loose. And look, there's a little battery pack LED. All you gotta do is flip the switch. Ooh, get the light on, put it back into his torso. And voila, now he's got light up LED eyes, which look a lot better when it's dark. Right now I've got this light on, I've got room light on, and I've got sunlight in the window, so it's not as prevalent, but you can tell they're lighting up. Cool little gimmick, and I really love the design of the Shin Ultraman Zofi. I really like Shin Ultraman. I really do. I love the goofiness of that movie for the most part. Pretty goofy. The ending's a little serious, but I don't know. I'm still a little iffy on the ending, but I don't hate the ending. Anyway, Zofi, LED eyes. He is $20. Claim in the comments. Where did I put Zofi's bag? Gotcha. All right, next up, here's an item that's left over from the last sale that no one grabbed. And I don't know why, because it's so cool. I'm sure some of you guys that are maybe a year or two younger than me, or a few years younger than me, grew up with Big Bad Beetleborgs. And this is one of the related series here. This is Bee Fighter. I know Big Bad Beetleborgs was it like 2 or 3 different shows like chopped up? I think even Jan Person was in there. But this is Bee Fighter, one of the coolest. I mean, this is the Metal Heroes line. And, you know, they went bug themed because little Japanese boys love bugs. Hey, who doesn't, right? You know, this is one of my favorite toys on my desk. It's just a very hard plastic beetle with like a flat bottom. I just love this sculpt, and it's so smooth and it's shiny. I don't like physically handling beetles. I raise them almost every year, at least when I used to teach kindergarten full-time. We used to raise one every year. Never much cared for touching them, but I always loved looking at them. And this plastic one, I don't mind. I like holding this one. But anyway, yeah, so the love of beetles rubbed off from all my Japanese students onto me. Because I definitely wouldn't have cared one way or the other about beetles before. But this is a cool little weapon. So you've got the branded little sticker there. Beetle Fighter Kabuto Lancer. Kabuto means helmet. And these are Kabuto Mushi, helmeted bugs, as they're known. And you've got these cool little gold arrowheads that you snap onto either side. And it feels like it's got something inside that, I don't know, it feels like it's got some kind of mechanism inside. And I guess, is this like an extension or something? I don't know. But, you know, you could, it's unpunched. So you can unpunch it, you could hang it on your wall, or you could take it out and you could go, you know, fight crime. Fight some crime with your beetle stick. There's the assembly instructions. If you like it, it is $15. Kabuto Lancer Beetle Fighter weapon, blister carded, mint, vintage from 1996. 30 years old. 30 years old weapon right here. Plastic weapon, not a real weapon. $15. Claim it in the comments. The music got all sad. Let's you guys want to change the music? You guys feeling good? I mean, just leave it like it is. We need a little chill spot here. All right. Do we have any? No, I'll save that. Let's do another leftover. Let's do another leftover. here is the next leftover from the last sale I did on Patreon. And this is another item that, again, if no one grabs it this time, I'll probably put it in my collection. That happens. If I don't sell something after 3 attempts, a lot of the times I will keep it or I will sell it elsewhere here locally. But it depends on what it is. This is one of those things that I'm like, man, this thing's so cool. I would definitely just like hang this on my wall. So it is a Shisa, a Japanese guardian lion that you'll see at shrines, Shinto shrines. And they're super cool. Super, super cool. They're called Shisa. You know, King Caesar, his name is actually King Shisa, and it comes from these things. But this Shisa's got a secret. He loves his guns. He's a member of the National Rifle Association. And he transforms into a robot with a badass. Look at his chest is the giant lion face. I mean, what's not to love here? I'm so surprised no one grabbed this the last 2 times I had it up for grabs. I don't remember what I was asking last time on this guy. But I will say I've got to get at least $20 in order to break even-ish and feel, you know, not guilty about getting rid of this guy, because I'd rather keep him if no one wants him for $20. But yeah, hey, last chance. His logo's even very Transformer-inspired up there with, it's like in the shrine. That's pretty cool. The back has transformation instructions in case you're confused, because I often get confused when I'm transforming my guardian lions. $20, click into the comments. All right, another leftover. This has been a leftover several times, but Street Fighter hype is back up, and I'm gonna have more Street Fighter stuff for sale later, so this will get added to the Street Fighter sale that I'll have if no one takes it this time. This is a vintage hand puppet of Cammy. I will demonstrate it. I demonstrated it a few times on Patreon. No one bought it. But since we're live, I will show you how it works. But first, so it comes with these vintage 1992 Ken and Ryu soft vinyl finger puppets. These are generally, when you find them in Japan, $1,000, 1,000 yen, you know, $10 or so a piece. Especially main characters that are really clean. Like, these are super clean, no scratches. But you don't find them as often, and when you do find them, they're either on their own for about $10 or they're in a bag set, and the bag sets are quite expensive, like, you know, close to $100. So if you'd like a pair of the main characters, you got player 2-color Ryu, standard Ken, and there's a few different sculpts. Like these are from my personal collection, but you can see like there's different sculpts. There's a bunch of different ones you can collect. There's like a different alternate version of Ken. And then I've also got the player 1 colors of Ryu in a different pose. See? So yeah, these are fun to collect. I started actively collecting them this past year after just only collecting Chun-Li originally. But yeah, you get these 2 in this set. These are vintage from 1992. And then Cammy. Again, this is not a modern item or a bootleg or anything. Street Fighter 2, Capcom. Says Cammy here in Japanese, Kiami. And she's got twin tails in the back. She's very clean. These retail, the only ones I've seen, the seller was asking $100 a piece or $95 a piece on these guys, on these hand puppets. So yeah, it's very clean. I've always had clean hands when I've demonstrated, just in case you're wondering, but it seems like no one ever really used this thing. And yeah, they're really cute. And it's Cammy. And like, this is such a unique item. You're not going to see one of these pop up again, that's for sure. And when you do, it's probably going to be all mangy and worn out. Unless you find it like mint in the package, and it's going to cost you $100. You get vintage Cammy hand puppet, vintage Ryu and Ken finger puppet. Just call it the Street Fighter puppet lot. And it is $35. Street Fighter puppet lot, $35. That's, I mean, geez, that's a steal. If no one grabs it this time, you know, I'll put it in the Street Fighter sale. If it doesn't sell after that, I guess I'm stuck with them. I mean, I love them. I just don't have any space for stuff anymore, guys. That's why I'm always downsizing. I am planning to do a video where I talk about how I collect. I think it's important. I think it's also important for mental health to talk about stuff like that sometimes. If you have an overwhelming collection, which I do, and it always grows and shrinks, and having you guys buy stuff for me helps a lot, helps it keep it in check. But yeah, I'll do an extended video at some point, but I want to talk about how I kind of treat my collection like a bonsai tree. Not a bonsai tree, two different words. Bonsai is Tokyo Toy bonsai, and bonsai, like long life, you know, forever, live forever, bonsai. But bonsai is the, you know, the small trees that you trim, and they, you know, they grow for hundreds of years and they stay the same size because you have to trim them and you keep them, you know. By the way, those are just like trees that you just keep trimming. There's not like a typical, there's not like a specific kind of tree. There are many kinds of bonsai trees. They're just trees that are kept small. And there's a beautiful bonsai. I'm going on a big tangent about bonsai trees now. There's a bonsai garden here in Tachikawa at the Showa Kinnikuman Memorial Park. Beautiful. Highly recommended if you're in the Tokyo area or Western Tokyo to visit the bonsai garden at Showa Memorial Park. What were we talking about? What were we talking about? I don't remember anymore. Here is a $10 item. It's hard to see. $10. Kamen Rider X. This was a Crane Game special version. Originally, these came on blister cards and standard, you know, opaque colors. This is a boxed, translucent version. I sold all the rest of them. Kamen Rider X is the last one. He's one of the coolest ones. I think he's one of the best ones for the clear, because his body's so light and the red on the eyes, it all just looks really nice. If you backlight him, which I can't because he's in the box, if you backlight him, he looks really cool. But yeah, let's see if I can get it. My light's not long enough, maybe. Anyway, yeah, it's all right. You get the idea. He's only $10, so if you like Kamen Rider X, or you like translucent toys, or you like both of those things, claim him. $10, Kamen Rider X. Ooh. Mazinger fans, check this out. This is one of the coolest things I found recently. I actually found these yesterday, the day before. Yeah, no, not yesterday. Everything was closed. Not yesterday. The day before, for sure. Man, days are starting to blur. So this is a Mazinger Z, Mazinger Z. Fist-firing gun. Look at that. He's got a gun handle, a trigger, and he's got a spring-loaded fist. You just cock his fist back there, pull the trigger, he fires it off. And now you can get your own rocket-firing Mazinger fist toy for less than several $100s. And there's a lineup of different ones here, and I've actually got 4 different ones for sale. So if you'd like Mazinger firing fist, let me pull them all out here, and then I'll just say it like A, B, C, D. All right. Let me show you the difference here. So you'll notice, actually, you know what? We'll do it this way. I don't have to say A, B, C, D. These two are identical, except the only difference is, obviously, this one's got a red backing, this has got a blue backing. This one is his standard fist. This one is his axe blade fist. That's the only difference. And the mailman's here. I might have to run downstairs. I think I have a new TV being delivered. But if you'd like these, the blue box with full color Mazinger blue box, $25, and then the red box, full color, $25. Now, I've also got black and gold versions, which is why I said full color on those. All right, so black and gold, red box, he's got standard fist, and then he's got the axe fist. These are $15 a piece. So if you want the black and gold blue box or the black and gold with the red box, $15 a piece, or you can claim them all if you want all 4 or 2 of each, you know, whatever. I'm gonna go check to make sure my TV is being delivered. I don't want them to leave. Be right back. Pachi Pee-wee, can you sit here and entertain everybody? Okay, he's gonna just stare at you guys while I come back. I'll be right back. I'll be back in like 10 seconds. back. Sorry, that was probably longer than 10 seconds. That was probably longer than 10 seconds. It was not my TV. It was a different package, but it was more toys to sell. So a package of toys, which I might open at the end of the stream. We'll see. What was I saying? Ah, yes. So yeah, I ordered a TV. That's basically last month's sales went to fund a new TV for my family. That was my present to everybody. So but we ordered it, and it hasn't come yet. It was supposed to come the day before New Year's, and it didn't show up. And of course, everything's closed on New Year's, so it's supposed to show up today, but that was not it. So anyway, looking forward to watching some TV with the family. And that's going to go in our downstairs room, not up here. So family movie night, finally. We used to have a TV downstairs on loan from a friend, and yeah, not there anymore. So we only have the one up here in this room that we actively use. And now the music's getting really sleepy, and it's making me sleepy, so I'm going to change it to something more exciting. Any requests? You want some cyberpunk? You want some 16-bit music? I've got a lot of 311. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I don't know why. I only say guilty pleasure because I'm like the metal guy, but I listen to a lot of 311, in case anyone's curious. I'm going to play the 16-bit adventure. There we go. All right, thank you, Pachi Peewee, for taking over. I don't know if you talked while I was gone. Why is this not letting me control the screen, man? There we go. Happy 2026, Alan. What's the next movie to watch? Ah, good question. I have several movies on queue. We're kind of in the middle of the Lord of the Rings thing. We're finishing up The Hobbit, so we can jump into Lord of the Rings. Sorry, Pachi Peewee. I'm gonna put you to the side. Bye, everybody. See you later. By the way, this is something I wanted to watch during Christmas, but I watched it last year for Christmas, but I didn't get to watch this year yet. I'll still watch it, but you'll see, if you've ever seen this movie, you'll know why I wanted to watch it around Christmas. But Frankie Frico, this is the same director as Psycho Gorman. If you've never seen this movie, highly recommend this movie. This is one of the craziest movies you'll ever see. It's hilarious. And yeah, I don't want to say anything else about it. Watch the trailer for it on YouTube after the stream. Crazy movie. I also have Wayne's World, Japanese version of Wayne's World, which I didn't know. Like, a lot of obscure comedies don't really make it here, especially they don't make it to a 4K Blu-ray. So, I'm sorry, this is not an obscure comedy, but like, you know, most Japanese people have no idea what Wayne's World is, except for the guy that runs that bar in Golden Guy. Anyway, so we did some Mazinger. Here's another leftover from the last two sales. Another one that, again, this is the third time I've had this guy up, and I've dropped the prices because I started a really high price on this guy just because I thought he was so cool. And I'm not a Beast Wars guy. I do not like Transformers Beast Wars, but I love this Optimus Prime, and he is Sofubi. This is a soft vinyl vintage Optimus Prime Beast Wars mint in box from the year of 1998. Right there, can you see? 1998, mint in box, super cool. The 80s soft vinyl Optimus Prime is always going to cost about $200 when you find him. Here's and he doesn't even have a package, he's just loose. This is a packaged Beast Wars Optimus Prime, super cool. He's like super chunky. He's got like hairy ape lion feet. I don't know. I just love it. And I don't know. I don't particularly like the CG artwork on the side, but I like the box presentation overall. So yeah, if you'd like it, you want to free him from the box, play with him, or if you want to leave him in the box, up to you. I was originally asking $50 for this. I dropped it down to $45, but my bottom dollar on this Optimus Prime soft vinyl is going to be $40. If you want Optimus Prime, $40 is the bottom dollar. Claim him before I decide to keep him. Is that a threat? All right, so who's here for the lucky bags? Who's here for the lucky bags? Now that we're approaching the first hour, coming to an end, I figured we'd do the lucky bags in the middle of the stream, and right now, hey, we're in the middle of the stream. We've had, you know, about an average of about 30 people more or less joining. I'm assuming most of you guys are members. If you're not, please, you know, consider joining and supporting. All you got to do is visit the links, and you not only get to join these live claim sales, but you also get to join weekly pre-recorded claim sales. Plus, I post behind-the-scenes stuff. I post bonus videos. I post a lot of updates. If I don't post something, I like for a couple days, I feel like weird. So I post a lot, and I don't know if that's I don't know if it's good or bad, but I post a lot. And if you want to participate in these sales, I do hold them quite frequently, and they're usually pre-recorded, so you can just scrub through them and claim what you want and build a box of stuff. And that's the other perk. People are like, why don't you do whatnot, or why don't you just like set up a store? Well, this is easier, and I can basically just have it be members only, so that the people who really want to support what I do get first access to everything that I have for sale. And I've always done it like that. Just in the past, I didn't have as many members, so I had a lot of leftover things, so I would post it on Instagram. But these days, I have about over 300 members, and then I have over 100 of them are active and paid members that are actively trying to buy stuff. So I've got, you know, lots of boxes I hold for people. So the membership fee covers that space in my house that I have to devote to storing people's boxes. And then over the months, you fill up your box, and I have a box with your name on it and a piece of paper with your name inside, and I just keep adding stuff to it. Once it fills up, I'll usually let you know. Or if you've already claimed, you know, half a dozen items or 10 items, and you're like, I'm ready to have it shipped, and it's been a couple months, you can just DM me. I've caught up with most of the shipments. I think I've got a couple on the back burner currently that I couldn't get out before the holidays, because right now everything's closed. As of today, some things are opening back up, but post office is typically closed until next week, I believe. So I'll be getting more stuff out from next Monday and Tuesday, the 5th and 6th. 6th will be my big shipping day, so I'll be catching up then. Then I will be doing a huge shipping call. I'm going to start going and talking to everyone that's a member and shipping out a lot of stuff from this past year, because I've got a lot of full boxes. So I'll talk more about that later. I don't want to bore you guys with that shit. Stuff. But yeah, I'm very, very thankful to have such an active Patreon membership that is always buying the stuff that I show you guys. And, I'll keep doing it 2026 and beyond. All right, here's another cool set. We're almost done with I think this might be, there's only one more leftover item. Everything else is new stuff. Oh yeah, this is the last item, then we'll do lucky bags. So this, let me take this out here. I'm really shocked no one grabbed this, actually. So this is a little figure set with a book. All right, so this is a 3 3/4 highly posable Kamen Rider Z-O, it's pronounced Z-O, action figure. This is a candy toy action figure. And yeah, they're like Microman size, lots of articulation. They have almost as much articulation as like a Figure Arts or a G.I. Joe. And he's got alternate hands, fist hands that you can swap out with these hands. He's got his antennas intact. And vintage theater pamphlet from the movie. This is when the movie came out. It was for the Superhero Fest right here. So they would show 3 movies back to back, and they're all like 40-minute movies. That's why Kamen Rider Z-O is so short, is because they would screen it together with these other movies. So the Sentai movie and then the Jan Person movie, which were more so, these were more like just glorified, longer episodes, or like slightly more big budget episodes. Z-O was like a full-on big production with like a lot more money put into it, and had like stop motion animation, creature suits, all kinds of crazy explosions and amazing sets and creature designs. Yeah, anyway, this is the guide for that, and it's got a lot of cool pictures in here of Kamen Rider Z-O, but then also some of the Sentai stuff. And look at that, you've got a Jan Person mask in the back that you can cut out with some other Z-O related imagery. And then maybe, I can't remember if I already showed it or not. No, I didn't. On this side, if you open this flap, you've got a Kamen Rider Z-O paper mask that you can cut out with a little Doras thing at the top there. And oh yeah, Kamen Rider Z-O cards that you have to cut out. Yeah, it's cool. But you get the Kamen Rider Z-O candy action figure, and the vintage theater guide with the cool photos and the paper masks inside. And you get the entire set for $30. $30 for Kamen Rider Zero action figure and pamphlet set. Claim it in the comments. All right, lucky bag time. So I'm gonna start doing this every year now. I might actually do these more often, like whenever I need to clear out space. But year end is always the best time. So essentially in Japan, you have a lot of shops at the end of the year will clear out their stock by making lucky bags. And what they do is they just take, you know, either related items or assorted items that have some sort of, you know, usually there's like a unifying theme, or they're just a variety pack. Just, you know, they'll usually say what they are exact, like, you know, they won't tell you the exact contents, but they'll tell you like maybe, you know, what could potentially be in there, or what kind of things. Like, you know, there used to be like Dragon Ball lucky bags, or Marusan used to do Kaiju lucky bags with Tsuburaya monsters, you know, stuff like that. So that's how we're gonna do it. There's also lucky bags at like soft vinyl events where they're just like blind bags essentially, but this is different. Lucky bags from New Year's is like a big Japanese cultural thing. So I figured this year I would participate and dump some really cool stuff that I've had sitting in my boxes that was like, these are essentially items that probably no, like typically when I sell stuff, I sell stuff for like $10 base price. These are all items that are $10 and below, but like I don't think anyone would have bought them on their own, but together it's just a lot of really cool fun stuff that you can go through. Like there is a ton of toys in here, a ton of toys. So I've got two big lucky bags. All right, so these are the two big lucky bags. All right, and there's a variety of stuff in here. All right, there's a variety of weird stuff in here. Definitely a lot of weird stuff, I'll say that. And yeah, if you'd like one of the big blue lucky bags, all right, you need to say big blue lucky bag. I've only got two, so I'll take the first two claims. They are $35 each, and there is easily more than $50 worth of stuff in here. Over $50 worth of stuff, easily. $35, big blue lucky bag. Claim it in the comments. Two available. But wait, if you're like, I don't think I want to spend $35 on a bunch of random stuff, but you know, I might spend like $15. Well, you're in luck, because I've got three $15 lucky bags as well, which again, super random variety of contents. These are all very different. The two big blue ones had similar contents. These are all very different. So they're similar values, similar sized items, but all very different. So we've got 1, 2, 3. If you want to claim a mini lucky bag for $15, just claim it in the comments. Just say mini lucky bag $15. I will take the first 3 claims on these. Again, these are over $30 worth of items, but you're getting them for $15. So claim it if you want one. I will kind of, because these are a little bit more variety, based on who claims them, I will try to make sure that, you know, the right person gets the right bag, but they're all so similar enough that it doesn't really matter. But yeah, okay. All right, guys. Now we're going to get into... Oh, I have one more left over. This is... Let me take these guys out. Because I had to kind of teach people about these, because a lot of people didn't know what these were last time. So let me... also, my stream keeps dying on my screen, which doesn't help me tell what's going on. All right. These are Andromelos and Andromars. And they are from a... there's a manga series and a live action like short series. I think it was like a special short TV series called Andromelos. And it's originally from the 80s, but then maybe the series, like the manga, was from the 80s, and their promotional images are really cool. But then the live action stuff, I guess, is from the early 90s, because this is the EX Bandai Ultra Hero version of Andromars, and then this is one of the later versions of the smaller size Andromelos. But the show is called Andromelos. But I'm selling them as a pair, all right? So it's a pair set. Andrew Mars, Andrew Mellos pair set from 1991, and then this might be from early 2000s. But they have reissued this one before. I don't ever see this orange one. It's a really cool design too. And interestingly, you're like, okay, what are these characters? These are actually Ultraman guys. So these are literally the Warriors of Light, the Ultraman aliens, like Ultraman Zofi, Ultra 7, but they're wearing like upgraded armor. So this is actually Zofi. This is Zofi from Ultraman, but he's wearing, you know, basically like SWAT armor essentially, and he's got like, you know, sheriff badge here. But yeah, this is Zofi from Ultraman. And then I don't think they reveal who Andrew Mars is. I think they suspect he's Ultra 7 because he's got a very similar shape to Ultra 7. But the plot in the miniseries is they end up rescuing Ultra 7. So it's not Ultra 7. But anyway, pair set, only $20. $20 for the Andro Mellos, Andrew Mars pair set. You can just call them the Andro pair. Andro pair, orange and green. Ultra Heroes, Andro. Andrew, $20. Claim in the comments. All right, where's your bag, Andro? There it is. Pachi Pee-wee, are you doing all right over there? How's your nap going? It seems like you're still awake, wide awake. Your eyes are like just wide open. Well, I keep having weird dreams about an octopus, and it keeps putting its tentacle down my throat, and I can't go to sleep. And I think I'm gonna go splash my face. All right, bye. All right, see ya. That was weird. I hate tentacle dreams. Those always keep me up at night too. That's what happens when you move to Japan and you just start having nightmares about tentacles. Okay, I'm back. I feel better. I'm gonna go back and lay down. All right, see you, Pee-wee. All right, so I said there were no more leftovers. I lied. Not really. There's technically one leftover, but I think no one realized that it was left over. I need a drink of water. Why does my stream screen keep stopping on my screen? I think I keep pressing the stop button. Okay, here it is. Boom. So I had that really badass RoboCop boxed candy toy set. And for those that watched the actual sale, it was a boxed RoboCop, but to my surprise, when I opened up the package, there was an Ed 209 packed in the box, even though it was not supposed to have both. It was only supposed to have RoboCop. They were separate boxes originally. But the person that claimed the set did not want the Ed 209. So I sold him the boxed RoboCop, and now I've got a complete, never opened, missing the box, but it's still in the original plastic. Sorry, I've got it like double wrapped. So original plastic. And you can see here, there's Ed 209's parts, and it's in a silver gray. And it's just a really simple kit. Almost like a Zoid or something. I don't think it winds up or anything though. But here is the little paperwork book, which is really cool. RoboCop logo in Japanese. This is produced by a company called Jam. These were from 1987. And it is complete with original stickers, still never taken off. So yeah, Ed 209. No RoboCop, just Ed 209, but super cool. There is one of these listed on eBay for $35 with the box. So if you want this guy, I mean, these do not pop up often, and when they do, they're typically, if you're gonna get this set, they're typically gonna be closer to $100. But if you'd like just Ed 209 without his box, with the paperwork complete, never opened, it is $35. Claim it in the comments. Wait, I made a mistake. There's a boxed one on eBay for $35. Therefore, this one is $25. $25 for Ed 209 without the box. My apologies. $25. If you claimed it for $35, don't worry. I will make sure to take it down to $25. All right, let me put him back. I don't want to lose his paperwork. That's a precious, precious paperwork. A lot of times, these make or break the value of a Japanese toy if this kind of thing is not included. Just like a manual is not included in a Japanese game box, or not in any kind of video game box. But yeah, if you've got the paperwork, I mean, if you have the box, it's better, but if you have the box, you need the paper. if it's never opened, if it's never been opened. If you care about value, I don't really care about that much. I just like having it because it looks cool. But I do prefer having the box if I want to display it. But this one, I think, is good because you can feel guilt-free, open it up, assembling it, and having it displayed on your desk with the paper. You know, have it even still in that little plastic. That's the good part about that. You don't feel guilty, open it up and all that stuff. If you get, you know, box opening guilt. I know some people do. All right, we got another big Dragon Ball Sofubi. This is something from my personal collection that my son kind of stole, but then he was like, I don't really like that Trunks anymore, Dad. You can have it back. And I was like, okay. And I love this Trunks, but I don't have any place to put it. It is a big articulated soft vinyl Super Saiyan Trunks. I believe this is the iconic scene where he just completely obliterates Frieza, Mecha Frieza. Spoilers. And yeah, let me, sorry, I'm holding my camera up. He's got articulated arms. You can make him dance. Cha, 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 cha. He's got a very stern scowl. He's got a really cool sword, which is unfortunately broken at the joint here. And it's not broken, it's broken up so that he can twist. So that he can twist this much. They broke up that joint anyway. And he's also got articulated legs. And sort of, anyway. He's cool. He looks cool posed like this. Lyoto's back. What's up? See you later again. If you'd like the articulated DX Trunks soft vinyl figure, he is $35. Claim him in the comments. All right, guys. We are basically now in overtime mode because I have run out of stuff that I had initially prepared for this sale. I thought I had too much stuff, but I guess it was all so big that I ran out faster than I expected. I usually have a lot of smaller stuff. So that means I'm taking requests. So if you're watching and you're a member, you don't have to be a member, but if you're a member and you want to claim something, make a suggestion and I will pull stuff out from my secret box that is behind me, which is filled with all kinds of stuff. I actually do want to show some Evangelion stuff. I've been planning a big Evangelion sale that I was going to do over this holiday. I still plan on doing it, but I'm probably going to have to do it over the weekend. So let's see what you guys want to see next. Literally anything. You could say anything. I may not have whatever you say, but if you say like, oh, I want to see some vintage Ultraman, or I want to see some Gashapon, or I want to see some Godzilla, more Godzilla. I want to see some indie Sofubi. I want to see some Metal Heroes. I want to see whatever. I don't know if I have everything that you're talking about, but I will see. I definitely have a lot of Evangelion if you want to see any of that. But I'm saving most of that for the Evangelion sale. But I will, make a few things available. Ghost in the Shell, Microman, Evangelion. All right. So we got a lot of Microman. Okay, I do have some Microman. I got Eva, Ghost in the Shell. I don't know if the Transformers, I just showed the Transformers Optimus Prime Sofubi, but I think that might be the only one I have left because I think I sold all my Transformers last time. These are the only two Transformers related things I have, and I've already talked about them, but Transforming Lion Guardian Shisa, I think he was 20, and then Vintage Beast Wars Optimus Prime was 35, Sofubi version. I think that's the only Transformers I had left. I had a few candy toys last time. All right, Microman and Ghost in the Shell. Ian Woodrow, what's up? Vintage Ultraman. All right, Godzilla and Robots. All right, so we got some Godzilla. How about a little Microman Godzilla action? How about a little Jet Jagger Megalon Microman action? One of the most infamous, amazing sets. Infamous being, these are notoriously difficult to, like, get all of the stuff on. But once you do, it's like, man. But I think they're awesome, just displayed like this. They are beautiful. So you get two Microman figures. I love this one. And these are the early 2000s era Microman. And they got a lot of articulation, but all you got to do is pop off some of the parts, pop on. I would recommend heating these up for sure. Heating them up with a hairdryer a little bit. Then you put them on him, You put Megalon. Megalon's harder to see in the package here. Put Megalon's parts on him. And yeah, then you've got suit actors in the suits ready for battle. But yeah, super cool set. This is one of my favorite. This is my favorite set from the line. They've done various Godzillas. They did Gameras. They did a King Ghidorah set that's much more expensive with Godzilla. But yeah, here it is in the back. This is what they look like when they were in the suits. And I've had these for here's some of the other sets down here. I've had these for sale in the past. They always go quickly. If you'd like Jet Jaguar and versus Megalon Microman set, it is $40. Claim it in the comments. All right, let's see. Ghost in the Shell and Vintage Ultraman. Oh, Henshin Cyborg. We got some of that too. All right, let me pull a little bit of this out. Give me a second. I'm pulling stuff out. What else do we say? Evangelion. Oh, I want to save that. Here's an Evangelion item that I will show. I want to save all the really cool stuff for the sale, the Evangelion sale. This is something I've had in the past, I think, briefly in a sale, but maybe everyone missed it. So this is Eva Unit 1 from Evangelion's School Series, and it's like an SD stylized Eva Unit 1. Here's his arms. He's holding... What is he eating? He's eating something. It looks like some kind of bread. Is it a picture show? Yeah, here's what he looks like fully assembled. Right here. He's got some kind of snack or bread on a stick. The print is so small. It does say pan, so it does say bread. So some kind of bread. He's got some kind of bread on a stick. And no, his head is not broken, by the way. His little... Where's it at? Oh, yeah. His entry plug and his unicorn horn are also still sealed in there. And here's his base stand. So yeah, if you'd like Eva Unit 1, Eva School, he is $15 for the Eva Unit 1, Eva School with the box. $15 for the Eva Unit 1. He's wearing traditional Japanese clothes. Pretty cool, like summer festival vibe. Claim it in the comments if you want it. And I might do one more Evangelion item. I really just want to save all the really good stuff for the Evangelion sale. But I will show some vintage Ultraman. Give me a second. Okay, so these are... Oh, wait, not this one. Give me a second. Okay, we're here. So check this out. This is something I get asked about a lot. So, one of these is Bandai, one of these is Poppy. Can you tell which one's which? Can you tell which one's which? Which one's Bandai, which one's Poppy? If you said, this one's Poppy, you were right. If you said, this one's Bandai, you were right. This one and this one share the same mold, but the difference is much more clear when you have them side by side. So Bandai and Poppy are technically the same company. Poppy is just a subsidiary, and they flip-flop on the branding. Just, I guess, I don't know the reasons. These days they do it more for just like trying to sell stuff with a retro vibe. But so they do still put Poppy branding on things. But back then it was more like they had the Poppy branding for certain items, and then they switched it over and they started basically making everything labeled Bandai, even though it was the same freaking companies, same everything. Anyway, but they had to retool the mold. So like here at the back it says Poppy. Can you see the little Poppy logo right there? It's really small, and it says Japan. Now, one of the ways you can tell it the Bandai from the Poppy is that that's the only big difference other than the size. You can even see where they've kind of like wiped it off or like covered it with wax or something and taken it off in the mold, and everything else is the same. And they also had to remove the Japan because later they started making these in China. So yeah, and oh, this one was still made in Japan though, but they put the Japan on the foot. I guess they had to remove all of the text from that and put it on the foot. And oh, another big difference that I completely forgot about is that all the Poppy stuff had textured feet. The Bandais do not. They even gave him heels to make him stand better. But otherwise, everything else is the same. It's just got a like 10% shrinkage. Although it looks like they did mold new hands. Some parts are the same, huh? Yeah, but yeah, the body itself, the body and the head is the same exact mold. It's just, you could also see the paint app is different. The neck, here they started skirting the neck paint. But anyway, side by side, you get a Poppy and a Bandai, both made in Japan, which I didn't notice. I thought this was a China one. But yeah, I guess they stopped using this sculpt when they started doing the China one. They sort of look more sleek towards the China releases. But yeah, you get both. An original vintage, this is, I assume, from like around 1980 to 82 era. And then this one is probably from like 1983, 84, something like that. You get the pair. You get the pair of Ultraman, Poppy, and Bandai for $35. Claim them in the comments. All right, and we have a similar set, but not exactly. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Music's all scary. Let's get some more upbeat music. We don't want to usher in the new year with creepy music, do we? No. There's a time and place for the creeps. Come on, music. There we go. Okay. So here we have another Poppy Ultra 7. This time, Ultra 7. Here you can see Poppy logo right there, Japan. Got the textured feet that are different from Ultraman. All the Poppy releases have different feet designs. Even the Kaiju all have different footprint designs. But yeah, Poppy Ultraman, Ultra 7. But wait, we have another Poppy Ultra 7. But what's the difference? Well, this one's obviously a lot taller. This one is Sofubi. This one is actually plastic, and this one has a gimmick. I know he's a little dirty, but that's because this was definitely played with a lot more. Because it has an action feature, a very early action feature. So this would be late 70s, early 80s action feature. And his arms go up. Wow. And that's not the action feature. The other action feature is his head tilts back so he can do the full flying pose, which no Sofubi can do that. Shh. And yes, this is also a Poppy. You can see he's got Poppy on his left butt cheek right there. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's very hard to make out, but there it is, Poppy. And I don't think, this doesn't have the marks on the feet because it's not a Sofubi, but yeah. Poppy release. I have these in my personal collection. There's an Ultra Man and an Ultra 7. I don't know if they did any other ones. So I'm assuming these maybe have came out right prior to Ultraman 80 or around the same time. But I don't think I've ever seen Ultraman 81. So maybe these are from like 78, 79. Anyway, pretty cool. Both of these guys are from between 1978 and 1980. Obviously, little worn, but you don't see these ever in the wild anymore. If you like the pair of Poppy Ultra 7, Sofubi, and Flying Figure, it is $40. $40 for the pair. Or if you wanted to separate them, if I have a member that wanted just the Sofubi and one just the Flying, I would probably do like 25 a piece if you wanted to split them up. So yeah, just work it out in the comments. Sorry, I'm just grabbing stuff out of the box, so I'm kind of just going off the cuff with prices and lots, I bagged these together because I wasn't sure if I was going to sell them together or not. All right, Henshin Cyborg. I was saving this for another sale, but you know what? This is one of the cleanest Henshin Cyborgs I've gotten in this year. And it is the standard silver version, but it is one of the best weapon versions. So there's a bunch of different, color guts. This is the standard silver color, which is like, the original OG was a silver and a gold one. But this one comes with two of the coolest weapon accessories. He's got both the weapon accessories are made out of soft vinyl. So is his head, and it's got the cyborg head inside. The body itself is hard plastic, but the head is soft vinyl. You can take it off easily. And same with the arms. There's swappable actual hands, and there's some body armor down here. I can't tell if I think it's the helmet. You got a soft vinyl like motorcycle helmet too. You got 2 regular humanoid hands, and then you've got a translucent flamethrower. This actually is a translucent flame, all made out of soft vinyl. It's really cool. And then this one is a double layer soft vinyl. It's got a clear layer with a mechanical layer underneath, and it is super sick. One of the coolest weapons. I'm not sure what it does exactly. I think inside it has a booklet behind the blue thing back here that tells you that what each weapon is called and whatnot. But super clean example. This box is very clean. These are from 1998. The Neo Henshin Cyborg, in case you're curious. And they have LED chests, so if you swap out the batteries in the chest will light up. He's got a light up heart, lights up red. That's why it says Hikaru right there. That means it lights up. The originals did not light up. These were the Neo series. These were like rebooting, the first time they tried to reboot Henshin Cyborg. Oh, I will mention there is a little box damage right here, but the rest of the box is like beautiful. But yeah, I'll mention that. But typically I sell these for $65 to $75 recently, just because I used to sell them for much cheaper, because I used to find these a lot cheaper, but they're harder to find now for cheaper prices. So yeah, I only do the special versions for $75. This is just a standard version, but it's got 2 of the coolest weapons. So if you'd like this Silver Henshin Cyborg, he is $65. Claim him on Patreon, and I'll add him to a box and start adding more stuff to it, or add it to your box you've already got started. All right, I think I've fulfilled most of the requests. Anything else you guys want to see? I had a lot of Godzilla Kaiju stuff at the beginning of the stream. If you missed it, it was a lot of mini stuff. But if you have a request, or if you want to see anything else Kaiju related, let me know. Oh man. But yeah, if you guys don't have any more requests, I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream then. We've dropped down below 30 viewers, and I feel like I've got to like hiccup or burp, but it's not coming. It's a weird feeling. More Kaiju. All right, forest orb, not forest herb. You can tell what I've got on my mind. Action figures. Chris Gwen says action figures. Forest orb says Kaiju. All right, we'll do a couple more rounds. We'll do. Oh, we picked up back up past 30 people. All right, we're gonna keep going then. We're still going, everybody. All right, well, another swig of coffee then. Pachi Pee-wee, you want some coffee? Oh yeah. Oh God, Pachi Pee-wee, your voice is no effort in it. Let me get some coffee first, and then we'll try talking to you again. All right, Pachi Pee-wee, how you doing? You want to wake up and say hello to everyone? Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. How's it going? How's the stream? Is it bedtime where you are? Here, it's almost lunchtime. What's that? You don't care? Well, back there too. Pee-wee, how dare you? Sorry, everyone. Pee-wee's not coming back until we say goodbye. All right. Got work at 5 a.m. Oh, my goodness. Good night. Good night, Josh. Thanks for joining. Hey, don't worry. Pachi Pee-wee's coming back for definitely for his own featured videos, not live videos, some edited fun videos that I have planned. All right. So we got action figures, weird stuff, Kaiju. 3 more. That's the last 3 requests I'm taking today. Let me dig in my box here. Let me dig in my box. Weird stuff. Let's see. Oh, here's a weird stuff. Let me put it to the side. I got one weird thing. Let me get 1 or 2 more Kaiju and 1 or 2 more action figures. Give me a second. You know what? The action figures that I have I have some Evangelion ones that I want to save for the Evangelion sale. And the box I had delivered to me today has some action figures in it, but I need to wait on those. So you might need to hold off on action figures. Actually, technically the weird thing that I have is an action figure. So we'll call that 2 birds with 1 stone. Let me get a couple Kaiju. Kaiju. What's this? Oh, Icarus. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I'm still here, guys. Man, I have a lot of Kaiju stuff in my $10 bin, but I don't want to dig through it right now because there's so much small stuff in there. And I also have a lot of Keshi. I'm gonna do just one more Kaiju. I did a lot of Godzilla at the beginning. I didn't do any Ultra Kaiju yet. And this is a leftover actually that I forgot to put in here. He's a cool one. This is another really early Bandai. This is when they were transitioning from Poppy. So this is like they had stopped using the Poppy branding, but this is like the year after. This is 1983. So this is like a year after they stopped heavily using the Poppy branding on their all their other tokusatsu related stuff. So this is Alien Icarus, or Icarus Alien, and he's cool. He's like a bat humanoid, sort of, and he's got that classic like Poppy look to him, the paint, the sculpt. But again, this is like the earliest wave of Bandai Ultra figures, 1983. Super cool. If you'd like him, Alien Icarus, he is $25, vintage, 1983. He is old as heck. He's 1 year younger than me. He is 42 years old. 42-year-old Alien Icarus. Only $25. Made in Japan. Last Kaiju of the stream. Claim in the comments. All right, and we've got one more Weirds action figure, which I will show here. And this is Mimina, the cyborg rabbit. And she comes with this power arm. This is a power arm that's an accessory that goes with this figure, but we're not worried about that. And if you're honestly not bothered with the box and you don't even need the power arm, I could just sell her on her own separately and dump this out if you want to save space in your box, but that's up to you. She looks great displayed in the box though, so I would imagine you would want to keep her in the box, or at least keep the box. But check it out, she's got a carrot sword. She's got a carrot sword. I don't know anything about this show. It's one of the very last Metal Heroes shows in the mid-90s, mid to late 90s. What was it, 1998? Oh yeah, late 90s. So yeah, I think this might have been like the very last Metal Hero show. But yeah, there was a chick, not a chicken, a rabbit. I don't think there was a chicken. There's a bunch of animal themes. There was like a dog. There was like an ape. I don't know. Number 5, she's a rabbit. I guess she's a cyborg. She's got like cybernetic parts. By parts, you know what I mean. She's got a carrot sword, and she's got a giant power arm that I guess has... I mean, I guess you could try to attach that to her. I don't know. It seems like it fits on this guy. But it's never been opened. Super clean. When I do typically see her, she's completely yellowed. Like, all of her white has been changed to yellow. This one has stained beautifully pristine in a clean white color. And you can tell because it's next to, like, pure white styrofoam, and it's almost a matching color. And, yeah, very clean. Minty. Again, Mimina. Her name's Mimina. You can just call her Cyborg Bunny. Mint in box. $35 if you want her. She's cool. Again, another thing I picked up out of... I don't know anything about this show. I just think she looks cool. Tempted to keep her. One of those things, you know, temptations. I'm always selling things from my collection, but then, like, if I put like 2 things for sale from my collection, there's always like one item that I didn't intend to keep that no one buys that I end up like putting in my collection. But don't make that one of those. Buy it. And one more advertisement for my own toy. I made this. I designed this. Ken, the amazing Ken, sculpted this. So he not only shares, you know, the Tokyo Toy Banzai branding. And the, you know, sculpting work of Ken designed by me, but he shares a lineage now with Psycho Gorman Sofubi, same sculptor, Pepsi Man, not all the Pepsi Man toys, but, you know, Pepsi Man sculptor. So he's like, you know, he's a cousin of Pepsi Man, he's a cousin of Psycho Gorman. And he glows in the dark, and he's cool. And yeah, he's basically, he is creativity and consciousness incarnate, with a name that reflects sanity and clear mind. So yeah, that's the vibe I'm going for. And I do have new heads I've been sketching out. I had like a wave of 3 or 4 heads that I designed last year that I had 2 I was pretty sure I was gonna do, which I might still do. But then recently I wanted to do like a connecting theme, and I wanted to kind of incorporate different 2 to 3 different things into each head sculpt that unified them, but make them all completely different. So I don't know if I want to show them yet. Actually, I'm worried I will jump the gun and show you guys too early. So I'll give you a quick sneak. I will show you also when I design stuff. I use a traditional pencil and a pencil sharpener and eraser. I do a lot less digitally now when designing stuff. I still do a lot of coloring digitally, but these days I like to watercolor paint. I have not watercolor painted these yet, so I'm gonna ink and watercolor paint these next. But I will give you a quick example of some of the designs I've been kind of just doodling. But I'm not gonna show you any finalized things in here yet. You'll have to wait, because I'm going to be finishing up the finalized ones, which you have not seen yet, and but related to those, and they're going to be inked and watercolor painted, and I will be sharing those on Patreon before anywhere else. And also, I will be sharing this week, or this weekend, or early next week, the Marusan collaboration, the new one, my latest Marusan collaboration, Bandora, which I did announce, and you can see mosaiced on my second to last video, the Marusan tour. I know I haven't published a video in a month. Typically, the holidays are kind of a dead time for YouTube, even though you'd think it'd be the opposite, with everyone like having time off of work and being home more. Less people are watching videos, and you see the view count go down on pretty much all channels, which is why a lot of people just upload, re-upload stuff, or like, you know, they do like live stream their old content, that kind of stuff. So yeah. I've got some videos that I'm working on, one about the history of Shoki. I've got one that I was just talking about a second ago that I've lost my train of thought about. And yeah, some other stuff I've got in the works on the back burner. But yeah, the Marusan collaboration is going to be launched on January 10th, unless anything changes with Marusan. And there's going to be a video on the Marusan channel, which is a interview style video featuring me on the Marusan sofa, discussing Marusan original Kaiju and the new collaboration release. You'll get to see it in all of its glory, but I will be posting an early look, the promotional image that I created. That's also going to be on a card that will be sold with it's going to be combined with the toy itself. I will preview that on Patreon. No one else will be able to see it, so you have to be a member to see that. And then those will be super limited, so make sure you stay tuned and keep your eyes peeled for the information when it drops. Both check my stuff and also check Marusan's account. And yeah, I think that's the only things I'm gonna able to talk about right now. But yeah, it's new year, a lot of new plans. You know, I ended last year with more health problems, but those were all more so, you know, self-inflicted on accident, and steadily recovering, doing much better now. Thank you guys for all the support you've shown over the last couple months when I've been having some rough times. So looking forward to 2026, making new, better than ever content. It'll be less content that I probably usually put out on a monthly basis, but I want to do less frequent but more higher quality content. So, you know, it might be like 2 videos a month because I was doing 4 a week, then I went down to 3. Sorry, I was doing 4 a month, then I went down to 3 a month. Probably going to go down to like 2 a month, but I want to do more live streams. So I'll have at least 1 live stream sale per month, and maybe 1 live stream just kind of hang out and have a topic to talk about. So look forward to those. I think more interaction is better than me sitting here editing for hours. I prefer just talking to you guys and not have to worry about editing anything. As much as I love editing, when I get into the edit, I really just like talking to you guys. And yeah, happy 2026. And I think a lot of you guys are going to bed, and I will see you guys in the next sale, stream, or video. Catch you next time. Happy New Year.
Oh, you're still here. Now you can hear my real voice. Now that that guy's gone. Well. Oh. What? What, Mother? No! No, Mother! No! Not again! Ah!